always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like a kind of torture to have to watch the show.
Hey everyone! As you have seen, I have posted a new video on the RA3 section of Game Replays, which has been a while, and I've decided to just come back for some nostalgia. It's going to be a 3v3 here from the MagmaMadness tournament, and I'm going to quickly alt up and put that on. It's going to be H2O versus SAP. I think that's the Soviet Allies something? I don't even know what they're called, but it doesn't really matter because they're just going to play a game. So I'm not going to remember all the names because they're unfortunately not displayed outside of this screen. So I'm just going to call them by their colors, but I'll explain you who everyone is really quickly. God of War is the blue Allied player over here. We have GTX480 playing as the yellow Empire over here, and we have MBR2 playing the green Soviets in the upper left corner. Then we have I Love Juju playing the red Empire over here. We have Return playing the orange allies over here. We have 986 playing the purple allies over here. So it's a double allies plus Empire team against a allied Soviet Empire team. I'm not sure if they're just playing their native factions, which is most likely the case, but maybe they've got a certain strategy in mind. We'll see as we get into the game. I'm going to quickly turn on the health buzz. Sure if I'm a bit clunky with the camera because I haven't been using it for a while now. I'm going to get some dojo cores. Well, only one dojo core with this Empire player. Other than that, everyone's starting with barracks as per usual, which I was used to back in the day when I still played this game. Plus a little lot. We have 3 dojo cores coming out from the red player. Then going for the refineries as per usual. Getting some walls down for what used to be for tower drones. I'm not sure if people still do it for the tower drones, because that strategy has not been used in a long time. I'm actually wondering if you would not build walls if people would actually go for tower drones. That's an interesting concept. We'd have to think about that. So we have the dog scouting going on over here. And the old arcs are being captured, which is always a important thing. Got a dog fighting an Imperial warrior here, but that's not too interesting quite yet. We see Purple taking his dog into the enemy base, going to be quickly scouting it out here. Was not in time to block a refinery because the walls were already there, which is probably the reason why they actually build walls. I am very intelligent. We have a nice bug here to make sure that he can actually kill the enemy dog. But he has to move. Yeah, there we go. Took him a while. And we see some infantry coming out on both purple and blue. Probably to defend the base if any rushes go on. And over here we get some Imperial War. Have been getting some Imperial Wars out. Now some tank busters coming out. So he is against the Soviets. So that kind of makes sense because Soviets mostly build tanks. As far as I know, anyway. And we see the orange player going for a quick airfield. That's pretty usual on allies. We see purple going for the naval, for the seaport, I should say, which is kind of usual as far as I know, because if you are in the bottom on this map, you kind of have to go for naval warfare. So it makes sense that he goes for a seaport. Also going to be building a riptide, going to be putting all his infantry in there, so he's probably going to move it over here. Try to get some harass down, and we have a bit of a fight here. And a Tengu going down, oh no, Vindicator throwing down the bombs, taking out some flak troopers in the script. But here's a Tengu, and it's actually going to take it down. So that's a very bad Vindicator here. Apollo obviously doing a lot of damage to those Tengus, but the Tengu's going to be okay, dropping to the ground. And there's going to be a infantry fight here. But there's Tengus in the back, and Tengus are quite the anti-infantry unit. The Circle's going to jump in, and it looks like all the people here are going to be going down. There's a dojo getting put down here, but I doubt he'll be able to build something interesting in time. Just going to go for it. Molotov cocktails being used. Tengu comes in from the back, trying to do some damage, but it's not going to be doing much. They're camping this out, so there's nothing going to be built here. The Riptide, in the meantime, did come in, did get destroyed before the infantry even came out, I think. Unfortunately, I can't replay that. There's a Dolphin over here taking down that seaport, and we have the Apollos over here with a Vindicator. They're going to be taking down that Tengu quite easily. Be making sure that he can't build Tengus to harass anyone. This refinery already being built, so Yellow doing quite well there. Apollo's just completely ignoring Tengu for some reason. Right now, Riptides are being built. They do kind of counter the flippers. And let's see what's going to be going on right now. Riptide going to come in. But there's a lot of Javelin Soldiers as well, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Harvester. Looks like it's going to be going down. It was being sorted so it could flee, but was not in time. And ooh, this is really smart. He's targeting the power plant because that gives build radius. Is he going to be able to get it? Yes, he will be getting it. He's going to lose everything he put in, but he took down a Harvester and a power plant. That was a really, really good trade for him. And this Hydrofall might be going down. Took down a Tengu that was in the air. But yeah, Apollo's getting quite low here. But it looks like they're just going to be fine for now. This is quite hectic. Gosh, Bolsa was saying that. Saying Bolsa would have cast this, or was it Lord Peter? I can't remember. But it is quite hectic. So the Tengus are going to be coming in. The Mulligan turret was not in time. There's now a airfield coming out. The Dolphin goes down, and Hydrofall is trying to stop them from doing any damage at all. And we have the Vindicator only doing one bomb on that Tengu. Tengu going up in the air just in time. There's a huge infantry force over here though that might be problematic for Orange, who has expanded over here. That's interesting. Oh, he actually has 4 refiners because he put one down here as well. That's kind of the thing that the middle players usually do, is they go for a bit of an eco build. We see the Riptides now coming in. They're going to take down one Riptide, but here's an Assault Destroyer. The thing is that there's a Hydrofall there, so it's not going to be doing any damage. It's going to go into the tank mode now. It's going to be taking all the damage to it. And with that, the Riptide and the Multigunner turret are going to be doing a lot of damage to the Riptides. Not much that's going to be done against it. The Hydrofall is actually stopping this Riptide from doing damage, but it's not going to be enough. In the meantime, Blue has been gone in, but here comes Yellow as well. They're going to put down the Tengus. Are they going to be able to do enough damage? The Polos are there as well, but they can't really do much to ground units. Vindicator comes in, going to take out one Tengu. The Riptides go down. The Tengus are now going to be going for this War Factory. Actually going to switch targets to the IFVs, but Red is coming in with the Tsunami tanks. These Tengus have to get out of there. Here comes some tank buses with some Imperial Warriors. Tank buster goes down. Tengu is so low, and he's actually going to be using the special ability of the Tsunami tank to be faster. Try to squish down those infantry guys. They're going to be able to tank a lot more damage, but it's kind of having trouble getting in there. He took down about 2 units, but it wasn't really enough. And the tankers go up in the air. I think that bullet should have been able to win that. Not sure why he did that exactly. But Assault Troy getting shrunk and going down almost immediately to the Riptides. And now the Dolphin's getting focused. There comes a freeze ray on that Multigunner turret. That's maybe going to help a bit, but it's not really going to be enough. And the Quarkers have set H2O as well. So the Riptide does go down, and let's see where the next engage is going to be. There's a big army, well, quite a big army getting built here. A bigger one here though, with all the Tsunami tanks, some Tengus and infantry as well. Quarkers comes in to try and do something to the refinery here, but there's a Javelin Soldier guarding it, and he's not going to be doing quite enough damage for that. Apollo's coming in, going to be camping this airfield most likely. Note there's going to be a Mulligan on the turret side. They have to get away from there. The Tengus are going to be going down quite quickly though. That was kind of painful. Riptide's now going to be focusing on the Multigunner turret. There's going to be a big engage here on the top. There's a terror drone freezing the Tsunami tank. That's very intelligent because now the bears could have barked, but they didn't. So the or roared rather. The tank was going to be doing quite a bit of damage here. That's probably the main thing here that killed about 4 hammer tanks. In the meantime, that dock, there we go. Seaport did get taken down, and the hammers are going to be using the long range. Oh, but here comes their freeze ray. It's going to catch a lot of them. At least one hammer tank is getting frozen. It's going to be going down. The conscripts are going down as well. Bear going in and going to be so slow that it's easy to take that down. Not going to be engaging hard on it though. They are kind of dancing around these rocks here, trying to get the trade-off to make sure that they can get in on the right time. Guardian tanks. Sorry for that. That was a League of Legends thing. Guardian tanks going in, but now there's a hard engage on here. Terror drones getting used excellently to shut them down. Tesla Trooper, have not seen that in a while. Gonna be going in great, well, not a great roar, but a decent roar, getting down. Oh wow, that roar was awesome. Taking down all the infantry there. They are not going to be doing any damage. They're going to focus on the tanks now so that they can get in there with the infantry to take down that infantry. Hammertank is going to be squishing them up, and they're going to all be going down. In the meantime, in the middle, there's going to be a slight engage and disengage. Neither player really wants to go in full on. Another great roar coming out, going to be taking down some units, and they're going to be going for some excellent use of terror drones here to make sure those tsunami tanks stand still. Really well played there. And that's the trooper actually doing a good amount of damage. Going to be going for it now. I assume the tank buses are going to be going into the ground. No, he does not for some reason. Heroic tank bus over here. Is he going to be able to do enough damage? There are shields there though. He's standing in the middle of some conscripts. Is going to be going down now. And these tanks are going in for the kill. They take down another tsunami tank. They're going to be going for that dojo right now. Not much he can do against it. He's building tank buses everywhere he can, but it's not going to be enough. The terror drones just taking down those tsunami tanks so well. This MCV has a whole lot of trouble because he cannot go into clear from out. This is just going to go down, and that's going to be a huge deal for this Empire player. He does have a Maccabee over here, so he might be able to rebuild an MCV later on. He's just going to rely on that Maccabee. But this is very problematic for the red player. I am surprised. Well, okay, so I was thinking maybe the orange player should have given him some help, but then he would have probably lost his own base. Now the older ants are going to be taken down by these tsunami tanks. But yeah, this one's going to be going down. He should probably group them up before he sends them in, because one by one they're just going to get terror droned and die, basically, because that's what's going to happen to this one as well. Terror drone using his stun ray to... Is it called a stun ray? I'm not sure. But using his stun ray to take him down. And now there's going to be a fight in the middle. The Refoils moving out of here. They're trying to kite down and do damage whilst moving away so that they don't take damage themselves. It's not helping that much. Javelin soldiers coming in now, kind of focusing the infantry with a Javelin soldier. That's not really the target you want to go for with those anti-vehicle guys. Now the tsunamis are going to be trying to go in as quickly as possible with the special ability. And ooh, the freeze ray isn't going to hit anyone. It will not. He went a bit too far forward with the freeze ray there. Should have been around here. He could have taken all the infantry down. And Green going in slowly but surely. He could probably push a bit harder on this. I'm not sure why he's taking it so slow. He doesn't have a micro anywhere else. And now blue and yellow grouping on up on orange, because purple was already taken down a bit by blue. Follows going down, not sure why he's keeping them in the mulligunner range. And now the freeze ray comes out. It's only going to get 2 infantry though. I mean, some nice ice cream there, but it's not going to matter that much for his entire army. The Peacekeeper turret is over here. It's going to be taking down all that infantry very quickly, but here comes the tanks, and they're going to be able to take that down quite quickly. Shrink rays coming down everywhere. The Guardian tank should probably move in with all those shrunk tsunami tanks, but in the meantime, purple's going to be going in for a sneaky attack here. Is there going to be a nice trade-off? There were mulligans here, and their mulligans are going to keep getting thrown down. They're going to go down as well, but the Guardian tanks have penetrated the line. They are going to be squishing up those infantry guys. Here comes a Vindicator, going to try to micro, but it takes too long, and the Chopper Fiac or Striker Fiac is going to take him down. Now all the Guardian tanks are dead, and it looks like that's going to be a very dead base for Orange over here. The Ripsaws are coming in with the Cryo corpses, but they can't really do much, and I have not checked if he surrendered or got defeated. Oh, actually we've got a surrender coming out from Orange as well, and that's going to be surrender for everyone. Just too big of a push done here by H2O, or well played by them. Really just... I'd say that the most important player there was the Soviet player, Green, because he just shut down the top player quite handedly. I love Juju not really being able to do anything against that. And what happens in the bottom there is that purple went for a naval strategy, but he went with the Ripsides, and then he kind of didn't do enough with that early on harass, and he wasn't quite able to to get anything off there. If we look at the unit skill death ratio, green has a ridiculously high one because he was using his terror drones very effectively. Orange has a really high one as well, which is interesting. Yeah, he was mostly using Vindicators and such, not really using his Guardian Angels that well, but he had a lot of turrets as well, so that kind of explains the high kill death ratio. If you look at the resources, Orange actually on the highest resources, but not able to carry his team on his back here. And yeah, that was game 1, was won by H2O. So we're going to be going to game 2. That will be in a separate video. So thanks for watching, everyone, and do go to that second video because you know, you obviously want to know how this match ends. So I'll